Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. So the UK at the moment is going through a bit of a heat wave, and something that everybody's probably been bombarded with is videos of neck fans similar to this particular one that I have. Now this one, it works, and I've had this for a little while now. So for my day job I do work outdoors, which means that I'm exposed to the elements, and obviously if it's anything above 24-25 degrees in the UK, then it's basically like a sauna. The thing about these particular types of fans is all it does is circulate the air. So it's got intakes just here on either side, and then it's got fans along the top of the actual neck fan itself. This particular one also has some built into the back, and all it does is it circulates the ambient air around you, so there isn't any actual cooling involved. Now I have seen some similar fans to this that boast having metal plates on the neck portion. Having purchased and tested a few of them, they're basically just stickers and they don't actually do anything. So that's where this product comes in. So this is the RANVOO AICE Lite, and I believe this is the 2025 edition. So this is an actual air conditioner. That's what they refer to it as. So they refer to it as a wearable small air conditioner, as you can see at the top just there. And the way this works is it actually heats and cools the air. So this does both heating and cooling. So taking a look at what you actually get in the pack. So opening it up, you're presented with a little card. You then get a sort of instruction manual. You get a accessory pack. So within this accessory pack, you will have a little booklet in terms of the user manual, and then you also have a right-angled USB-A to USB-C connection. And the reason that's important is because this particular fan, or air conditioner as they call it, does actually allow you to use it whilst it's being charged. So effectively the biggest sort of issue with these types of products is you either have to have it on a very low setting where it's not actually doing anything, or you turn it up and the battery life doesn't actually last that long. So for somebody like me, well, I'm using this at work, I'm going to be out and about for minimum between 6 and 7 hours. With this, I know it will last, but it's not really going to do much. So it's just blowing ambient air. Whereas with this particular product, you should be able to actually use it full tilt and be able to use it as long as you like, because you can actually just connect it to a power bank and have it charge at the same time. So putting the packaging aside, let's take a quick look at the actual device itself. So it does have a hinge built in on this back section here. Both of these inside parts, so both of these inside bits just here, are actually cooling fins. So both of these inside surfaces on either side are actually cooling, and it does wrap all the way around onto the neck portion as well. So let's see, so on the left hand side as you're wearing it, you have a display. So if I just turn it on, you can see the display light up just there, and you also have a button next to it to increase the strength of the air blowing out. Press it once, it turns it on. If you press it again, it turns it off. And if you hold it, you can switch between the various modes. The modes are probably easier to do on the phone. I set it up on the phone and then just keep it that way whilst you're actually using it, but you can obviously use this completely independently. On both sides, you do have these little vents just here. These are your output vents. So depending on whether you're cooling the device, it will blow hot air out of there, and if you're heating the device, because this does cool as low as 16 degrees and it heats up to 40 degrees, and I did quickly test it, and the heating does kick in very quickly within a couple of seconds. So obviously if you're heating, then it will be cold air that will be blowing out of these particular vents. On the back you have some more venting, and you have this little design here that's actually just covering up where the hinge goes. And on the top you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 4 vents either side of the actual fan itself, and then you do have what looks like a few on the bottom on this side as well. On the left hand side is where you have your USB-C connection on the underside. So as you're wearing it as such, you would have the connection going down towards the left hand side. Now it does actually clamp into place, and compared to some of the other ones that I've tested, this one is actually a little bit better, because you can actually just tighten it up to it enough to where it doesn't move about. One of the issues that I found with fans like this is, in order for the neck portion to work, essentially you have to have the fan brought back in order for it to give clearance to blow on your neck. This naturally wants to sit forward because all the weight is at the front, whereas with this device, most of the weight is actually in this section here, this big chunky section here. So naturally it will actually sit slightly further back. And I think obviously they've spent a lot more in terms of R&D, in terms of designing the shape and everything. Now, RANVOO do make other models of this. I believe they've had like 3 main generations, the RANVOO 1, 2 and 3, and then they've had some limited edition runs in there as well. So they've probably made, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 different versions of these kind of things, and they've had different functions such as medical tracking, steps, fitness, all that kind of stuff built into as well. The reason this is called a Lite is because this is just all the extra stuff is taken out, and this just concentrates on giving you a sort of air conditioning unit. So it either cools or it heats, and that's basically all it does. It doesn't need to do all the extra fancy stuff that the other ones had, which for me personally, I don't need any of that. I can get all of that kind of stuff through my other wearables that I have on during my work hours. And from this particular type of unit, all I would want is for it to do what it's meant to do. So in terms of actually using it, it does kick in very, very quickly. So right now, the ambient temperature in this particular room is around about 23, 24 degrees. So it's quite warm. As soon as I put this on, it will start to cool instantly within maybe 1 or 2 seconds. And that's with the low power mode enabled. What we'll do is I'll show you the app a little later on, and I'll go through all the settings in that. Okay, so taking a look at the actual app. So as you can see, it just goes straight in. So normally this is the screen that you will get when you first download the app. You can install the app and set it up without having to register an account or anything like that. If you want to, you can, but it does allow you to actually just log straight into the app, and it will just detect through Bluetooth, I believe, whichever device you're going to be using. So clicking into it, here you can see how I've got it set up. So in the top left, we have a sort of back home kind of icon. In the top right, the first thing you want to do is go into here. Your voice prompt is the little beep that it does, and the light is whether or not you want the light to stay on for the function light, so for whichever mode it's in. The units, obviously for me being in the UK, I'm going to set it to Celsius, and the firmware update, you want to do this straight away. As you can see, I have already done it, but if you click into the little icon in the top right, it tells you what has changed. So the only change for the latest version is the upper limit of wind speed at normal temperature has been lifted. So that's the only thing, and I did that as soon as I got the actual device. So and the final thing is you can rename the device if you have multiples, or if you just want to change the name. Coming below that, you have a little image of the actual device itself. To the left of it is the battery life, so I have fully charged this, and to the right of it is the power button. So pressing that will turn off the device, but it'll also disconnect the Bluetooth as well. So you will then have to turn it back on via the button on the fan itself. Below that, you have your temperature setting. So here you can manually toggle all of your temperature, and as you can see, it's got a little AI because I have the AI mode selected. Next to that, you have your wind speed. So I've currently got this completely switched off, and it's still blowing a tiny little bit, but if I turn this up, so that's maximum speed, and as you can hear, it does get a lot louder. And then turning it all the way down quietens it off again, which, as long as it's doing the cooling, then I don't think you need the fans as much. But obviously I'll wait and test that once I'm actually outdoors again and using this. Below that, you have 2 sections, if you like. So you have a top row and a bottom row. So these are kind of independent. So your bottom row is, I think both of these are very similar, but silent mode is just, so if you've got it selected halfway like that, and the first time I used it anyway, when I hit this, as you can hear, it just quietens it off slightly. So it's not a big difference, but it does quieten it slightly by having it the silent mode enabled. The other option is low power mode, and this, I'm guessing, is going to work more in line with the AI mode. You'd also have a wind function. I believe what this does, as you can see, it's grayed out the actual temperature. So this is fan only. So at this point, it's only a very, very minimum amount of air that is actually blowing out, and it's not actually using the cooling fins. Switching it back to AI mode, it'll kind of figure out what it needs to do in order to fight ambient temperature. So as you can see, the ambient temperature, and this I'm guessing is going to be like sort of mixture between skin and air temperature, and it's 30 degrees. So it will do what it needs to do to try and bring that down to 16 over a period of time. Heating is pretty self-explanatory, and when you hit that, as you can see, it instantly goes up. And yeah, I didn't actually realize that you'll get this hot. So 50 degrees is the hottest that you'll actually get, and cooling just permanently switches it to a cooling whatever sort of temperature you've set. So I would probably go down as 16, and then the switch between heating and cooling goes from 16 up to 50. And yeah, that cooling is just permanently enabled, whereas AI mode in theory should help extend the battery life a little bit more. And the bottom middle two are similar to the sort of top middle two as well. So cooling first and then hot pack are basically just copying what the top row does. So the cooling first kind of maximizes cooling you off, and the hot pack will maximize the opposite. So it'll utilize, so that makes use of the heating pad and cuts off all of the air circulation altogether. Yeah, so pretty simple app. Not really much to it. You do have a me section if you want to actually create an account and everything. Obviously, as I've mentioned in the previous portion of the video, you don't actually have to do that, and then have a discovery for messages and videos of other users who have actually registered accounts. But yeah, pretty simple and very easy to set up. And then personally, what I would do is for me personally, I would set it up like this, and then every time you turn it on and off, it retains these settings. If you did want to go in manually on the actual fan itself, then you can adjust those. But for me, that is still pretty much perfect in terms of usage, and hopefully it should just figure out what it needs to do and adjust the wind speed accordingly. As I mentioned, you can adjust everything on the actual fan itself, but the app just lays it out better, and it makes it a lot easier to see exactly what you're doing. You'd also have a few options, so you can keep it in just fan mode, you can have it in heat mode, you can have it in just cooling mode where it's just using these induction plates to actually cool you, or you can have a mixture of the two. Personally, I would probably prefer it to either not use the fans, because one thing I did find annoying with these is once you're wearing it for like 6-7 hours, you come home and you can still get that whining sound in your ears from having the fan so close to you. The other thing is obviously most of the venting is done towards like the rear or the sides going away from you, so the sound on this isn't quite so loud. So it's definitely a lot quieter than the equivalent sort of speed I would have to put this at in order to get the same sort of effect. Comfort wise, let's see, so you can put it on and you can leave it in place quite comfortably, and because this does work with both cooling and heating, it isn't just a summer thing, so you can wear this all year round, and it's probably going to stay in place a lot better if you are out and about walking, getting in and out of cars, that kind of stuff. For me, the main thing is going to be battery life, and I will do a updated short video, maybe just giving you some information in terms of how it actually performed in the real world, because sat in a sort of fixed temperature room, it can probably do its job a lot easier compared to when you're outdoors with the wind blowing, with the temperature fluctuating and other variables that come into it, such as direct sunlight as well. So obviously all of those kind of things are going to affect how it would perform. So for example, inside you may well get 8+ hours battery life out of it on your coolest settings, whereas when you're outdoors with the variable conditions, it may not be able to get that sort of battery life out of it. As I mentioned, it does allow you to charge it whilst you're using it, but obviously to save you having to carry around a power bank and have a cable dangling, it's a lot better to be able to get the maximum out of it. And that's where hopefully the AI modes and everything that are built into it can do their job properly and actually extend the battery life. As long as it can get through like a full 8 hours, I think that would be fine for most people. The battery over time obviously will degrade anyway, so to start with, at least you want to try and be getting the maximum out of it, and then if it does degrade over time, then obviously at least you've had some usage out of it, and you then have that option where you can plug it in and use it if need be. So that was the first look at the RANVOO AICE Lite 2025 edition. I will have further videos coming, and if you have any questions about it, drop them down in the comment section below. I'll do my best to answer them. If you haven't already done so, please do subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I really appreciate if you can also give this video a thumbs up. And until the next one, thanks very much for watching.